Good morning and welcome to episode 1739 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, June 26, 2025. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more Hard Factor. Today, Wes is up first. What do you got, Wes?
Well, prison fanatics, you psychos out there are gonna love this story because I'm gonna tell you about a new prison that doesn't sound real, but it is. And
fans of prison. I thought you were talking about like pen pals that marry prisoners.
No, fans of just prisons.
Are there dudes that like go to prisons just to admire them, like a train? You know,
yeah, you know there are.
Yeah.
They know all the stats.
Guys that watch movies like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Escape Plan, they're like, that prison has some flaws.
No way you can escape that prison, dude.
Yeah.
What movie?
Escape Plan.
What?
You didn't see like 2014's Escape Plan with Sylvester
Right
Stallone?
To the point.
What?
Yeah, no, I think they did Escape Plan 2.
I haven't seen that one.
I don't think they got both of them back for Escape Plan 2 because Escape Plan 1 didn't do great.
That's me tonight.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, check out
Escape Plan 3.
Now you got an
Escape Plan 2, 2013. I was close. Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger have to escape from a futuristic prison that's inescapable. But that
sounds awesome.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
I want to check that out. Also, I was in Folsom recently. I bet a lot of people go check that prison out. Johnny Cash.
True that.
Play, they got to be checking that thing out.
That's a good
razor wire.
Alcatraz has to be the most visited prison.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Alcatraz is
it's closed, so it's just a tourist attraction now.
Well, they're reopening it, right?
The real freaks
into that,
are like going to like Leavenworth, pulling up to Leavenworth, or ADAX in Colorado.
San Quentin.
What do you think they just go
Angola.
out? Or do you think they try to like pretend to be like a family member and try to get in there for visitation to get even in there?
Oh, they're flying drones over top of it. They're doing all kinds of stuff. That's crazy.
Angola's a good point. Forgot about Angola. That's got to be.
It's the largest prison
most
in the United
famous.
States.
Yeah, friend of the show, James Abair. I didn't know this. His uncle, he told me this recently, is the dentist there at Angola.
Oh, wow. Wild. They have the Angola rodeo. People love it.
They got the rodeo. Yeah, it's a working farm. It's crazy.
Guantanamo's up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's just it's a hole in the ground for terrorists. I'm on deck. I've got some
and migrants.
Well, everybody.
If you're both, good luck.
Good luck.
Escape Plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Trump really broadens the horizons when it comes to which prisons he wants to send people to. It's one of his things. And then I'm on deck. I've got terrifying but cool AI news. So it's like scary, but it's pretty cool at the same time.
Cool.
Cool.
You'll see. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then Pat, you're in the hole. What do you got?
I got a story that's really going to upset Wes, but it happens every summer. And it's happening again. It has to do with our youth.
What is Groupon getting canceled?
And being outside.
Oh.
Good. My story is going to upset you too. So
something about trampolines.
Interesting. And then Mark, you're closing it out. What do you got?
Well, the Liver King, while we were recording and talking about him yesterday, got into some trouble. So we'll update the incredible news from the Liver King. Well, what had happened in the past 24 hours. And then nudists. Talk about nudists.
Sweet. Yeah, Liver King looked like he was cruising for a bruising last we saw him.
Yeah.
He might need it's a little dry out time in that jail.
Yeah.
A little dry out time.
Yeah. He got arrested. Yeah. It's kind of funny how he got arrested too.
Put him in timeout for a while.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, let's get into it. I'm sure you guys remember last month we talked about President Trump's plan to reopen and expand the infamous prison Alcatraz. It's been closed for 60 years now. Remember, he said he wanted to revamp the island to make it home once again to America's worst of the worst criminals, and it looks like that might actually happen.
Who saw The Rock in the past month? I did. Anyone else?
Oh, I need to watch it.
I bet a lot of people did.
It definitely got a bump because of this.
Yeah. So
but then Al Capone was there and they had like great lobster and steak. So is it going to be like that again?
No.
Or is it going to be?
No, it's not going to be like that again. I don't think so.
That would be cool.
So just according to the Guardian article by Coral Marcos, a month ago, federal prison officials went there to survey the structure, kind of see what they needed to do to get it up and running again. David Smith, the superintendent of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area, told San Francisco Chronicle that officials with the Bureau of Prisons are planning to return for further structural assessments. He says they've been out there. They'll be coming out again to do some assessments. So the reopening of the most famous Alcatraz could actually happen, but it could be some time until it sees its first new prisoners. However, not to fret, prison fanatics and fans, you psychos. Another Alcatraz on the America's East Coast could be opening much sooner, within days, in fact.
Oh, really?
And while the West Coast Alcatraz is guarded by sharks, cold waters, and undesirables back on the mainland of San Francisco, this new Alcatraz,
I'll stay here, thanks.
Yeah. You want to go to San Francisco?
I'm swimming back.
No.
Well, it's Oakland on the other side. I mean, you're between a rock and a hard place there.
Yeah, it's tough. This Alcatraz has its own dangerous gauntlet that prisoners must pass through if they are to escape to freedom. And this new Alcatraz, dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, though it sounds like some made for TV movie idea, it's a real thing. Okay. According to the Hill article by Elizabeth Crisp, which sounds like a great Apple name, the new detention center prison located just 45 miles outside of Miami in the Florida Everglades will be used to hold and then deport criminal illegal immigrants, innocent illegal immigrants, and is the brainchild of this handsome until he smiles man, Attorney General James Oofmeyer. There he is, not smiling handsome. There he is, smiling unhandsome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a very natural smile.
He
Yeah.
really
He's got
needs his-
horse mouth.
Yeah. So here's
Whoa,
Well, put it back up.
he does. He absolutely does.
He's got a horse's mouth.
He does have a horse's mouth, Mark, and he's a horse's ass.
Yeah.
Here's the clip from James, set to some badass illegal alien catching music, the kind you might hear from a promo for a helicopter for like a hog hunt. But here it is. Here he is to tell you all about this new Alligator Alcatraz.
Get to a developing story here out of Florida that we are following, as a top Florida official is suggesting the creation of a new facility to hold those in the U.S. illegally. Florida's Attorney General, seen right there, James Othmeyer, saying that facility in the Everglades would be called Alligator Alcatraz.
Okay.
Othmeyer says if people were to get out, the facility is surrounded by only alligators and pythons. This would involve a 39 square mile site. We do have that video from James Othmeyer that you are seeing on your screen playing right now. It's fairly short, but I do want to play it for you on Live Now from Fox.
Okay.
Attorney General James Othmeyer here at the
Miami-Dade
Collier Training Facility. This is an old, virtually abandoned airport facility right in the middle of the Everglades.
Smoke these hogs.
On immigration enforcement, supporting the Trump administration and ICE's
Sure, it's a civil offense. Throw them to the Gators.
The governor tasked state leaders to identify places for new temporary detention facilities. I think this is the best one.
Do they do jobs we don't want to do? Yeah. Throw them to the Gators.
You bring a machine gun? Hell yeah.
Surrounded by the Everglades. Presents a efficient, low-cost opportunity to build a temporary.
You thought the Rio Grande was hard? What about it was filled with gators?
That much in the perimeter.
They haven't even
Get out.
started
There's
this
not
process
much
at
waiting
all.
for them other than alligators and pythons.
Nothing waiting for him but alligators and pythons.
Within just 30 to 60 days after we begin construction, it could be up and running and could house as many as 1,000 criminal aliens. This presents a great opportunity for the state of Florida.
For
to
me,
work with
'cause it's a
Miami-Dade
private prison.
and Collier counties. Alligator Alcatraz. We're ready to go.
We're ready to go.
How are you going to get a prison up and running in 30 days?
Well, basically what they're
So
going to
much
do.
money in it.
Yeah,
Like a prefab building. And
Yeah,
put it-
they'll have like tent city basically.
And the immigrants we hired to construct it will be locked inside.
Yeah, basically.
immediately upon construction.
Yeah. So.
Sure, we make $8,000 a head, but that doesn't incentivize us.
Oh yeah, they're gonna make a ton of money on this. It's gonna cost like $450 million. There's reports that it'll cost the taxpayer
Right,
like
that's what I'm
90.
saying, like the electricity, you have to get the damn like gates to shut.
Well,
the
look,
cells
it
to
costs
shut.
money to build prisons. We all know that.
No, but I'm
okay?
just saying 30 to 60 days is ambitious since it's a swamp right now.
Well,
Yeah,
what they're going to do
person prison too.
is they're going to erect like soft, what they call soft walled structures.
Right, breakoutable structures.
Right, but do you really want to break out and go into the alligators? No, probably
I would
not.
take my
Nothing waiting
chances,
but
yeah.
gators and pythons, brother.
Nothing waiting. And I'll tell you, who really loves this idea is DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, who said, under President Trump's leadership, we are working at turbo speed on cost-effective and innovative ways to deliver on the American people's mandate for mass deportations of criminal illegal aliens. We will expand facilities and bed space in just days, thanks to our partnership with Florida. And according to the article by Elizabeth Delicious, the DHS approved plans will allow the new Florida facility to hold immigrants arrested in the Sunshine State and then transfer them. As you saw, there's a runway there, so it's a one-stop shop for deporting illegal aliens. You hold them there, a plane lands, and then off they go. Right?
Yeah.
It's perfect, as a lot of people in the comments are saying. What a
great idea.
Now, the plan was, of course, spearheaded by the weirdo they have in the governor's office down there, Ron DeSanctimonious, who pitched the partnership to the federal government in a thing he called Immigration Enforcement Operations Plan earlier this year, outlining the state's request for reimbursements, looser restrictions, basically allowing them to do whatever the fuck they need to do to get immigrants out.
Oh, do we have anything yet, Mr. Trump? Do we have anything? How about Alligator Alcatraz?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the branding, they nailed
Pretty
it.
good name.
With
Yeah.
Alligator Alcatraz. It's once you
I'm
once
looking
you
at
hear the name.
Approved.
Look at a quote here from Utmeyer. He said this on the Benny show, which is Benny Johnson. He was one of the guys that was taking Russian money, but didn't know, with Tim Pool.
Oh, yeah, one of those guys.
Yeah, it's an appropriate place for a government representative to go and break some news. But he said, quote, "We don't need to build a lot of brick and mortar, thankfully. Mother Nature does a lot on the perimeter."
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Gators
Yeah,
are going to take care of them.
I guess he's right about that, probably. Right? I mean, the Everglades are chock full of reptiles. Like,
You don't really
it's pretty hard.
survive too long in the Everglades
it's tough.
without supplies. So,
or a boat,
Unless, of
Or
course,
maybe
you're an
like-
indigenous person, like a lot of these migrants are, but that's beside the
Yeah,
fact.
we underestimated the fact that they came from climates like this.
Yeah, where they came from is so fucking bad.
like they came from the Everglades, but
They came
Yeah.
here.
They took long
I mean,
treks,
it's a
though.
they did. Yes.
next level swamp.
They did take long treks, but they did have supplies. They'd be going out there with nothing. Now it's a 40.
Most of them were on the road most of the time, and this is being
It's
very
rough,
much
yeah,
in
it's
the.
rough.
It's rough.
It's
So
rough terrain, yeah.
again, it's going to cost about $450 million a year, which will come from the FEMA Shelter and Services Program that was used to house asylum seekers during the Biden administration. And boy, are Floridians excited about this. Here's some of my favorite quotes, comments from the YouTube comment section. Pat, I advise you to stay away from this comment section. You might have an aneurysm. Here's the first one.
You're carrying us hard.
Don't forget the buzzards, and snakes have to eat too, not just the gators.
Okay, Mike McClendon.
And then Tammy
into
Shepard
it.
says, and sharks. And then Black
Don't get
Rifle
the other Alcatraz, idiot.
and Black Rifle 6736 says, "Oh, eventually every critter will get a piece of the action."
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Here's another one. Make alligators great again. From Nova John Christ, 1899. Another one from MT Green, and keep the alligators hungry.
How do they? I mean, they're wild alligators.
Yeah. Willie Jilly just wanted to wish his fellow Americans a great day. Have a great day, fellow Americans.
He's just so happy. He's just so happy at the news.
And then finally, some logic comes in where what's her name? Ken Mai says, for criminal illegal immigrants, okay, not the regular people, women and children and elderly. And then straight up Pune says, duh. And then Sleep in the Cousin's Death. Sleep is the cousin of death says, why not? And then William says, criminals are criminals and jail is jail. So,
Yeah.
you got some people that are excited. Now,
Finally, some common sense.
yeah, the prison system, has released some promo images of the facility, which I found very offensive. Check them out. Here's an alligator eating a Mexican.
No.
Oh wait, sorry, that's alligator eating Mexican.
Food, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
He won't be able to get that for very long.
Yeah.
Right.
And then here's
Don't want to make it.
Here's one that I thought was really offensive. It's an alligator tricking the immigrants with some mariachi music, luring them into what they think is safety, and then just to eat them. So that's tough.
Some Jalisco gators there.
Yeah. Which would you rather try to escape from? Alcatraz, the original, or Alligator Alcatraz?
Original, because a couple people made it, right?
Yeah, it's a great question.
It is it's a thinker, right?
Because you have a very clear challenge in front of you with traditional Alcatraz. You know that you need to swim through very cold water, but you can see freedom. Sharks. Whereas Everglades Alcatraz, you don't know
which way to go.
Yeah.
I don't really think the sharks really mess with you though. I mean, like
it's a fear factor. That's for sure.
But
it's
love
rough
the ocean.
waters, and you have to swim. I mean, it's
cold.
I do have a fear of drowning. You'd have to get in really good shape, but the Everglades you're definitely not going to survive it. It's going to be miserable the whole time. Whereas the ocean's pretty sweet. Even if it's cold water, it's pretty cool.
Take me, ocean.
The ocean's badass. I'd rather die in the ocean than in the swamp.
Plus, original Alcatraz is tiny. This thing sounds like a gigantic facility. You got to go miles and miles to.
It's only going to hold. It's 40 acres. I don't know how big is the original Alcatraz island.
It's so small,
probably
dude.
7.
It's so tiny. It's really, really fucking small.
It's 22 acres, so it's more than double the size of the original Alcatraz.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can't double. Even. Alcatraz it's literally a rock, hence the rock. So it's like you can't put shit on a lot of that, acreage.
Why. Now that would be a show. Now again, we'll only get the violent criminals to attempt this, but have a reality show where you let a couple of them try to make it
see if they can get out of alligator.
Oh, they're gonna try.
Just record the whole thing.
Yeah, just the ones that absolutely kill that drywall job.
Yeah, no, you're right. For sure. Just the killers.
Right.
They destroyed that edging on that landscaping they did.
It's allegedly for criminals, right? That's what.
Yes, it is just for criminal illegal aliens. Yes.
They don't have enough criminals.
Anyway, going to be interesting. There should be. They say they can open within days, but we'll see. We'll see, because obviously there's a lot of pushback from not only conservationists but human rights.
Yeah, lots of
people. Yeah,
they're not going to. A lot of people are going.
Of course,
a lot of people have a problem with this one.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
Of course, in my hypothetical, we'd kill the killers at the end, even if they made it free. Obviously, but you don't tell them that.
Yeah. Anyway,
running, just send them right back.
Running Manuel.
Yeah, running Manuel.
Running Manuel.
Put them right back in the alligator Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Congrats, you made it.
It's very dystopian idea. Anyway,
you get better dinners.
You think a few people would watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody'd watch it.
Oh, dude, what's funny is George Carlin predicted that in one of his stand-ups, and it's very possible it comes true.
We're here,
I think. Yeah.
To watch breakouts or what?
Essentially, to watch, something like that.
Manhunts.
Yeah, manhunts.
Yeah, I mean, the cops already kind of took care of that.
Give him a 6-hour head start,
and then and you can bet on it.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll keep you updated on that. Hopefully they pick the right people, if there is such a thing, to be housed there. Look, prisons are necessary, but this is getting a little crazy. If you've ever searched for your name or address in Google, it's shocking to find how many results have your personal information, and it's not by chance, right? Data brokers and people search sites collect your personal information, your name, address, phone number, financial info, income, and hundreds of other records. They sell it and share it publicly without your consent. But Incogni is here to put an end to that. It hunts down these unethical sites, gets your info removed from the places that expose your private information. You don't have to email anyone, fill out forms, or jump through hoops. They handle the entire process for you. And Incogni also continuously monitors if your data is put back on those databases, requesting repeated removals, this way keeping them off it forever. So get way less spam calls, spam emails, and more peace of mind. And best of all, you can cancel anytime, and they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can get it completely risk-free. So right now, you can get 60% off an annual plan by going to incogni.com and use code HARDFACTOR. That's incogni.com/hardfactor. Use code HARDFACTOR at checkout. 60% off your annual plan, 30-day money-back guarantee, risk-free, less spam calls, less spam emails.
What a deal. It's just, these services, Incogni, the best. And speaking of financial information, you guys ever try to do a bank transfer to someone and then you end up waiting like 5 days and then you pay extra service
what bank
fee?
do you have? Oh, you have this. What do you have that? What do you do this? How about use this? Yeah.
What's your routing number?
And then it'll just be $65 for that transfer.
I'll just pay you in
Exactly.
trinkets over the next 6 months.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I know we've all obviously been in that boat before and it sucks. Okay. But that was before we all got the Cash App. Cash App. Okay. Cash App is a safe, easy, and fast way to send, receive, and transfer money to family and friends instantaneously. Very sleek, right on your phone. Instant setup. Just enter your phone or email and some other basic information. No bank account needed. No waiting. Cash App transfers your cash immediately, period. It's incredible for group trips and other situations where you got to transfer money quickly and easily, like you're going out. Maybe you need to split the hotel or the Airbnb, or you need this, flights or whatever, meals. It's the best. Cash App gets the job done every time. Safe and secure. Cash App has your back. If you're about to send money to a sketchy account, a scam warning pops up. Even maybe one of your friends is sketchy. You can find out through Cash App. It'll let you know. Personalized payments. You can also send an invoice to that buddy who's hard to collect from to make that collection just a little bit easier. Customize it for him. I love using Cash App because it's fast, it's safe, and it makes life way less stressful. For a limited time only, new Cash App users can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, there's no catch. Just download Cash App and sign up. Use our exclusive referral code HARDFACTOR in your profile. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Well,
you know how fast it is. Pat, during your ad, sent me back the $5 that he requested that I sent him, and I got it.
Look at that.
It's
instantaneous. You got the notification right there.
Notification, and it's in my account.
Payment memo. Friendship.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right.
It's Cash App. Friendship, reliable. It's beautiful. Let's talk about AI. Okay. It's terrifying all the time. Lots of crazy, terrifying stuff with AI, but it's also sometimes cool. Some of the terrifying stuff that's going on with AI right now is like the language in the One Big Beautiful Bill, section 43201, that talks about replacing potentially, definitely some, but potentially all U.S. governments with AI wherever possible, and then not being able to sue the AI providers for the government. That's like some of the, apparently what it says in that section. So pretty big and wild step.
Would it be worse?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, maybe not. I think maybe that's the point they're saying, but also at the same time, it's a big step. It's a big step.
Sure.
And so I don't know. Have you guys heard about that one?
I hadn't, but I feel like I can't think of a comparable example where a technology.
Vaccinations is a comparable example to where you can't sue vaccine providers on the federal schedule. This would be similar to where you couldn't sue the AI providers.
Well, good luck suing them, because the AI will just defend themselves.
What I was about to say was a comparable situation where a technology was so new, right, and was being legislated in any way, shape, or form by guys that are obviously, if you're watching any of those hearings, specifically like the tech hearings, that have no idea what's going on. Like, I feel like we got to slow that shit
has
down.
No idea,
yeah, you got to have like panels of fucking experts, futurists, and shit weighing in on any legislation as it relates to artificial
Those are some of the
intelligence.
best government clips, is when the old like senators are like asking questions, and then like the Asian like CEOs of these AI companies are like, what did you just ask me about? What did you just ask me? Like, are you kidding?
I've got an idea.
You don't know what
Mark.
that is?
You can
maybe
sue
the first step.
fund, so.
This is the first step, Mark. I think is you just crack the code. You replace the electeds with AIs that you can vote for first, and then work your way down from there. Because that would probably make things better. Like if you want an immediate impact, that might be the way to go.
Yeah,
the best thing to replace.
Can we get avatars for these AIs though? I mean,
yeah, of course.
You need avatars.
You can make them look whatever you want, and then they're going to try to market it towards the constituency and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean,
they're all equally probably capable, the AIs. So I'm voting for the hottest chick, probably.
Right, whichever skin you want on it, basically. But
After
maybe
that,
one is like focused on one thing, and another's focused on another.
Sure.
It may be better than politicians, though.
Yeah.
Dude, after that video dropped of that AI, like kind of like take on the Hawk to a street interviewer situation, the one that blew up maybe like a month ago. My fucking my feed is filled with AI bullshit videos.
Have you got the Bigfoot? Have you got the Bigfoot ones?
Yeah,
so many.
The AI Bigfoot is taken over. Like
I want a filter that's like
that one's great.
AI
I love the
filter.
Bigfoot everywhere.
Well, there's like a bunch of different accounts of it. Well, though it's like one particular AI is offering you to make Bigfoot videos, and every creator now has done that. So
right,
there's
But that one's good. My favorite though of all the AI videos has been the gorilla taking interviews about beating the 100 men to death. That's been my favorite. There's
Haven't seen that one yet.
That sounds good.
Oh, so good. Get your feed, get your algorithm right.
I like the one where the
pop up.
Chick is skydiving and she's dildoing herself.
Oh, that's sweet.
I haven't seen that one yet either.
Have you seen the ultimate, the Nissan Ultimate driver yet, where the lady's just running into shit and be like, "They ran into me."
No, that's good too.
That's awesome. No, see, there's a lot of good stuff with AI, but some of the terrifying stuff, like maybe it could replace all government employees besides electeds, the way the bill's written, which would be kind of crazy. And we've also, of course, covered the insane people that are trying to marry their AI chatbots, right, and whatnot. But then there's some cool stuff too that explains why Nvidia's stock hit yet another all-time high this week in the stonk market, with the promise of continued advancement, specifically in robotics. SoftBank, along with Trump and the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, is even proposing a $1 trillion robotics-focused complex in Arizona to try and compete with China, which would be pretty fucking cool.
A $1 trillion complex?
Yeah, in Arizona, called it's called like the something.
The end
Project
of the world.
Crystal
they
or
might
something.
have free coffee.
Armageddon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the robots don't drink coffee, so
yeah, but
there's a couple people there. But yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's mostly for robots.
Who's going to build it?
Robots potentially. And that's because stuff like this keeps happening.
See, sir, I am a robot.
No, I do not need water, sir. I am a robot.
You're Roboto.
Oh, robots unfortunately are coming for the construction industry. That's one of the places they're going to hit pretty hard. But it's because robots are getting more clout, and they're going to spend $1 trillion on them in Arizona potentially, because stuff like this keeps happening. A team of surgeons with Baylor St. Luke's Medical Center in Houston has made history performing what's believed to be the first fully robotic heart transplant in the United States.
That's cool.
So the patient's chest did not need to be opened at all for the procedure.
How does that work?
Everything was done through small incisions, and then bam, you get a new heart.
They didn't have to crack through. They didn't have to crack the chest.
Yeah. They figure it out through small incisions, and they figure out how to basically transplant you. Boom, your heart's working again. They even think they can do biopsies this way in the future, just with like smaller fucking things that are all robotically controlled. The patient was a 45-year-old male who'd been hospitalized with advanced heart failure for 4 months. He was discharged after being observed in the hospital for a month. There have been no complications.
Yeah, dude, that they're already pretty good at this, and this is definitely an area where AI will excel is medical. Yeah, like they're already doing like 10 times better dentistry, quicker. Like all these transplants and stuff. It's definitely here to stay for medical. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And while the AI didn't perform the surgery itself in this case, it's already better at diagnosis based on like symptoms and radiology than most trained staff at this point. So it's only a matter of time before the AI is piloting more of these robots, including the surgery robots.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, that's awesome. You just never can afford it.
Well, no, eventually,
once it's like the only standard, it'll be expensive, but not as expensive as at first. Yeah.
At first, but then eventually it'll just be the standard because robots are cheaper than
they better
doctors.
Not replace nurses. That's all I gotta say.
They'll put a hot robot nurse in there. How about that?
No thanks.
Okay.
I mean, you're getting there, Will, but
it's not. I mean, it's not there yet.
Yeah.
But if the AI plays its cards right, but if the AI plays its cards right, guys, it might even get to pilot something like this baby, the SR-72 Dark Star from Lockheed Martin. According to Interesting Engineering, Lockheed Martin's hypersonic SR-72 Dark Star could become the fastest aircraft in history, hitting 4,000 mph with stealth tech, AI guidance, and scramjet engines. Too fast to track, too high to intercept. It's designed to outpace every defense system on Earth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
pretty
It's like
cool,
the plane
actually.
in the beginning of Top Gun Maverick, literally.
It's literally the
that
plane.
Yeah.
In the beginning of Top
Yeah.
Gun Maverick, it allegedly goes faster than Mach 5. Maverick did
10.
F10
Yeah.
in Top Gun 2, and it's got AI inside the system already to deal with all that speed and the defense system. So it's got a sometimes AI can be kind of cool because that thing is fucking badass.
Yeah, it's cool. Very cool.
Not AI related. Shout out listener Agave Adam from Viamundi Spirits. They got best mezcals under $50 from
hell
Punch
yeah.
Magazine.
Nice.
That's great.
That's awesome.
That counts.
Also, the guy was a pedo. Yesterday, he was 39 years old. Jake.
Oh, he was a pedo?
He was a known pedo from the UK.
The guy who was marrying the 9-year-old?
No, you wouldn't believe it. He was a known pedo.
Guy's a
And
pedo?
Pat, did you see this one? That the government claims that Matt's told them that he did drugs, and that's why they didn't allow him in.
Also stupid. Was he on drugs currently?
Yeah. Well, they'll say whatever. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening. Okay, Wes, listen up.
I'm listening.
There's a new trend taking over. Okay, I don't know if it's a TikTok trend, but it has to do with teens. Wes, unruly teens.
Nate's.
Wes's nemesis.
Unruly teens.
I'm talking, of course, about teen takeovers. And this kind of kicked off, or at least the first incidence of it was last year, maybe 2 years ago in Manhattan. Kai Cenat, mega Twitch streamer, right? He had a promo with Sony PlayStation. They were giving away some PlayStations. And it turned into like a bit of a riot there. Not a good idea. But since then, the trend has only escalated with smaller influencers, even some would say regional influencers or micro influencers, organizing teen takeovers at public places, a lot of times at a park or a mall. But an influencer will get on and be like, yo, let's mob up this area. And then sometimes 300 or 400 teens will show up.
What a
At least
nightmare.
they're warning you where they're going to be.
Well, Wes, you have to follow the micro influencer that has a lot of teen followers to know where they're going to be. Do you follow a lot of those guys?
I don't follow any of them.
Yeah, so you're fucked.
I mean, it is kind of crazy if you think about like teens have
Wes
always
is about to
had.
start following so many teens tonight.
Just to stay informed. Yeah.
I don't really go anywhere, so I'm not.
Mr. Shepard, can you explain yourself?
Yeah.
No, teens have always had this potential in them, okay? But technology has met hormones with that happen to have nothing to do during the summertime.
Yeah, and they're not fucking anymore because they're a bunch of losers.
Right. But like, just think about that. It's like a perfect storm of technology where like you can reach these teens so fast and say, show up here, and teens will do it. And then a lot of times,
what do they do when they get there? Just
it depends. It depends where it's happening. Okay, like in Chicago, where I live, it can get pretty dangerous. Also, in some other cities, some teens bring guns. Sometimes there's violence. There's always teen fights. That's very common, right? But some teens also have guns. That's not good. And it's really becoming a problem. I cut this little video together. This is from 12 different local news clips from all across the country talking about the issue.
Takeover. Violent teen takeovers.
Teen takeover.
A large group of teenagers, police report as many as 300 of them.
A pop-up park takeover event.
Teen takeovers.
Teen takeovers.
Teen takeovers. Teen street takeovers.
The violent teen takeovers.
Teen takeovers.
Teen takeover.
Teenagers taking over.
Hundreds of teens and young adults, cars, fireworks.
About 300 juveniles show up, almost all by rideshare.
Conspiracy to cause chaos. They didn't behave.
Just be nice, behave.
The other was shooting a BB gun at roosters.
Teens breached security at nearby apartment building.
Pandemonium running through the mall.
Shooting fireworks at each other.
Littering.
Kids jumping on their furniture and hanging from parts of their property.
Okay, so they're just so bored. They're just so bored. They're doing what every teen used to do, like in a fucking field, like out.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a field party.
But I mean, this is obviously alarmist, and I love when local news covers some shit all across the country. But it is also an issue because when you can get that many teens together, which you were not previously able to do, Will, it's like that field party we're talking about on extreme steroids.
Yeah, it's a lot of hormones.
More
someone from up top sent an email with the word teen takeover to all the news agencies.
Yeah. A lot of teen takeovers here in Chicago. Anyway, just be on the lookout this summer for teen takeovers. Okay, they are not polite.
Westwell.
Some of them are littering, and some are shooting BB guns at roosters.
This is getting Wes back for telling us that there's insects in tea.
Teen takeovers.
I mean,
yeah.
You're not excited with this one?
I mean, I haven't seen it yet. I don't think.
Where's your son right now? Is he at a takeover?
No, there's no way. He's too much of a puss to go to a takeover.
I mean,
he's not going to take something. What if he hears that? He's going to take something over.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I got to admit, I cut out all the serious parts. There's a lot of serious parts. Just to make it
you showed some clips of them causing some shit.
Yeah. No, there was a lot of serious parts for sure.
For sure.
Well, I mean,
a lot of teens.
You got to think about what we would do when we took over a field. Like a lot of times it was just like literally boxing matches. It was just like underground boxing. And
all right, does everyone want to show up and do the underground boxing in the field? Like that.
Think about the worst kid in your high school, and then 400 of them showing up at one.
Right,
spot.
that's the issue.
Yeah, the kids showing up at
a lot of times the guy with a gun would not show up, but here you get such a large smattering of teens,
right?
It's almost a guarantee that someone's going to have a gun.
Minimum of a few spitballs getting shot. Okay, we were just talking about this guy, the steroid king, the liver king, right? Will played one of those free videos he did of him threatening Joe Rogan. I thought he was angling for like a Jake Paul style boxing match, and maybe he still is, but there has been a major update in the last 24 hours. The liver king was arrested in Austin on Tuesday evening at the Four Seasons Hotel in downtown Austin.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happened was
the rumors were true. Then I don't know why everybody took him down, but I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to get to that. I don't really know either, but I assume he posted something from Austin, which tipped off authorities, or someone tipped off the authorities. So the authorities, what they did was they contacted Joe Rogan, and they said, "Hey, are you buddies with this guy? Is this a work?" And Joe Rogan said, "No, I've never ever talked to the guy," which I thought he did a podcast with them, but that's just internet brain. I thought I saw a clip with them. He's too crazy to even go on the Rogan show. I've never talked to him, and actually, I do take these threats seriously, and I take them as threats. So the police said that's all we need, and they picked him up for terroristic threats and cuffed him.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I watched the documentary last night. People were saying it was sad. I don't know, man. It was sad for his kids. Did you guys see the doc?
Well, they tried to make it sad because of his childhood and all that shit, and throwbacks, and that's why he's all fucked up. Blah 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 blah. Like he was bullied and whatever, but that wasn't sad enough.
That's why I do steroids.
Yeah,
I'm 5'2".
Right. Yeah, he got outed because he was communicating with essentially a consultant for steroids who leaked his emails.
Yeah.
No way.
I don't really feel too sorry for the con artist. No.
I mean, it's crazy how big of a business he had if he had never been busted doing that.
Enormous.
It was grossing $100
he
million
made life
a year.
I mean, he's set for life with the scam.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he was doing kind of what like Zuckerberg and Musk were doing, threatening each other to a fight online. So I don't know why he got arrested, but maybe he brought weapons because he does live within he probably drove because he lives like 2 hours away from Austin.
It's because of how drunk and weird it was.
He had like the weapons and shit probably on him.
Yeah.
He's like a muscular garden gnome.
He's little guy.
So small.
Stocky. Yeah. He's a stocky fella. Breaking news before we get to the nudist. This is important stuff. Live comment from Patty John wants to know, yo, fellas, do I need a photographer and shit to propose to my girlfriend?
Oh.
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
As a photographer.
I did.
You don't need it for the proposal, but
for the proposal, no, but for the picture.
Some women are going to expect it though.
Yeah, it's more expected these days now. You might come off as less caring, less of a planner.
I think how do you ask that?
Has she mentioned
ask one of her friends?
Potty John?
If they know.
Has she ever mentioned like, oh, look at my friend Sarah's proposal pics? They're
right.
great.
You got to kind of gauge it. With
or was she like, wow, Sarah's a C word for demanding
I saw 2 videos on social media today of girls talking about being recently engaged, and they both mentioned their photographer while telling their engagement story.
Well, a lot of times what people do is they'll have a proposal,
right?
and then
Or
they'll
they just
immediately
regular
go
girls?
into a little portrait session.
Update. Potty John says, I don't think she'd be into it. Go with your gut.
Yeah, Potty John has a
Yeah.
Friar Tuck haircut. I'm pretty sure you can get away with not
don't
having a
need it.
photographer.
Just bring one to the wedding.
Wes, do you when you get a request for that, do they ask you to like be on a telephoto lens far away?
Yeah,
Is it-
it's a pain in the ass. It's like a covert mission.
Yeah,
you're fucked,
like a
Potty
private
John. You're gonna be
detective.
thinking about this forever. He says, but I don't want to not do it. And then I realize, yeah, I mean, now you got to find out. Yep.
Well, you only have the one shot, huh?
It's been good. That's probably
What's that going to cost you, Wes?
Better safe than sorry. For an engagement session? I mean, like,
yeah.
Well, it depends if you do a portrait session after. I mean, at least $400 for a good one.
You know what you should do is not get a photographer and immediately after ask if you should have.
I don't know what part of the world he's in.
Should I have done this with the photographer?
You wouldn't have wanted that, right, honey?
Yeah.
You can always just redo it. You can always just redo it, pretend it.
No, you just do it, and then hopefully she says yes. I'm sure she will, and then you call your friends and family. And
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. All right, nudists. What do you guys think of nudists? Honest opinion.
Whatever.
I wish my dick was big enough to be a nudist. That's what I think.
Strange group of people.
Okay, assume it was. Would you?
Yeah, I'll be into it. Yeah.
Okay.
I drove by on the way to Indiana.
I mean, it's not hurting anybody.
I drove by an old school nudist colony and looked
Yeah.
up the reviews on there. It was a lot of fun if you're ever near a nudist colony. And there was multiple reviews that were positive, and there was 3 or 4 different reviews from couples that had been asked to leave the nudist colony.
Hygiene.
And we're like, yeah, no. I mean, absolutely, it was because it's a swinger situation usually, and they made moves they shouldn't have made, and they were very angry about it.
Yeah.
You got to go to an upscale nudist colony. You can't go to like a camp.
They're mostly
the
camps.
public nudist
Right.
colony.
Yeah.
I don't think the story is very upscale. Well, does violence or aggression come to mind when you think of nudists?
No.
No, right?
No,
No,
I
you
mean,
don't
they're
wanna
just-
be-
They're all nude.
Right.
They're
You wanna make-
old. They're old too, for the most
Yeah.
part.
You don't want to move like that when you're in the nude. It's not a
Yeah.
good look.
The
No,
dicks
I know.
are aggressive.
Yeah, I guess aggressive, but maybe not violent, right?
The funniest is when a guy has like a cage around his dick. You ever see that move? One of these
No,
nudists?
haven't seen the cage.
Put the
What?
cage on the dick. You know, it's
No.
like a
What?
dick
What?
cage.
Dick
It's like your dick sitting in a cage.
Like it's a bird.
Yeah,
Like a
it's
chastity
like
belt?
it's like some kind of fetish shit. They put like your dick in a cage.
Careful, he
It's
bites.
just your dick in a cage sitting on your nuts. You know, it's a really
You might
funny
fly
looking.
on your face if I don't
Yeah.
keep him in this cage.
If you rub that
Cover him up.
pair,
If you want him to go to sleep, cover him up.
if you rub that parakeet, it might paraskeet.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw a ton of those in Amsterdam. There was a big nudist thing
Oh,
going
that
to the
makes
park
sense.
when I was there.
All right. I was wondering where you saw those.
It's like a shark. It's like Shark Week, dude.
Yeah.
It's like a muzzle for your
It's a
dick.
shark
It's a muzzle. It's like
Can't get at it.
Yeah.
Well, 62-year-old Michael Roy Sparks, who lives in a nudist colony in Redlands, California, is a violent nudist, guys. He allegedly killed.
He looks like it.
Yeah. He allegedly killed neighbors and fellow nudist Stephanie Menard, who was 73, and her husband Daniel Menard. I think I have a picture of the Menards. Here they are. Cute couple. They're dead.
Oh man, he murdered them in cold blood
Out there at the nudist RV park.
Whoa.
Man.
Yeah.
They're mostly RV parks, dude. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they are. That's exactly the type of setting I'd expect a nudist colony to be in, but also not exactly the 3 you'd want to see nude necessarily.
No, and no. And why was he so mad? It's always like that. They're always old. But what was he so mad about?
Oh, the reason he was so mad is why I'm doing the story. Also, I guess I have the philosophy of nudism all wrong. I think Wes does too. I think we're in the same boat there. I think they do it probably to be free, maybe to be one with the earth. Who knows? Whatever. But I'm just thinking only attractive, younger than 79. You know,
No, if you've
big-titted
ever
women should be nudists. That's
if you
my,
rolled up on a group of nudists, bro, you know they're old.
No, they're all old and gross. But I'm
Yeah.
just like, I wish.
No,
they
that's
weren't.
that's the what you
That's
want
the
to believe,
dream,
for
right?
sure,
That's what
yeah.
you
you
think
want, but
of.
it's never that situation.
No.
It's never what you
always-
think it is, with the nudists.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, you want it to be. But back to what happened with Michael Roy Sparks. He was charged with the murders in September of last year, and there was a bombshell delivered by the prosecution this week in court by the prosecution's witness, and that was a detective who testified that Michael Roy Sparks' inmate, while he was waiting in jail remanded, testified to him, the detective, that Sparks killed the couple with a rake, a hoe, and a hammer, and then chopped up their bodies and placed them in bags. Not sure why the inmate himself didn't testify in court, but that's what the detective said.
Wow.
Jeez, dude.
He went on.
He did it.
Yeah, he went on to say that Sparks admitted to killing neighbor Daniel first over a hot dog. Apparently, Daniel.
He wanted a hot dog.
No, he got a hot dog. Apparently, Daniel gave him a hot dog, and he was humiliated by it. Potentially, Daniel was holding like a foot-long hot dog, and he gave Sparks like a mini dog. I didn't think there was penis shaming in nudist colonies, but the hot dog gag
That's
is
number one
pretty
rules, not to shame. I feel
Well,
like.
Well,
Most of those guys' stomachs are hanging over their fucking cock at that age.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
hot dog. Now, probably being too embarrassed to admit that, what I just said, Sparks claimed that the hot dog did not specify his much smaller member to Daniel's, but that Daniel was trying to tell him that Sparks, was cheap and worthless and only deserved to eat a $1 hot dog, which doesn't make any sense and is not enough reason to get really mad at someone. So I think my theory is probably more correct on the size of the hot dogs.
About the penis shaming.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this is Cypress Cove, which is a nudist colony in I think California or Florida. It has the etiquette and alcohol, obviously drink with moderation, behavior. We promote, family-oriented nudism, whatever the fuck that means. But then food, it says be careful with phallic-shaped foods because they could be indicate some sort of shaming.
See,
is that an update?
I don't know. It could be. But it says no dogs.
See, and the mini dog. I mean, so I think that's that's the
and this one's
shaming
just
of
for you.
Yeah,
that one just for you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's. I mean, it could have been how he did it. Yeah,
it could have been. Now, after
the cocktail weenies out for you.
Yeah,
you little smokies.
This might actually be.
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you Little Smoky.
Little Smoky.
Yeah. Everyone knows which one Sparks is getting. Anyways, after the hot dog gag, Sparks lost it and killed the couple. Oh, and then drowned their dog too. For good measure.
Oh, look at that puppy.
Yeah, just drowned it. You think he drowned? You think he drowned the dog over a free hot dog, signifying he's a cheapskate? No, it's clearly a gag. Is the penis thing. Here's a quote from another nudist. I didn't think he'd ever be able to do something like this, said Tammy Wilkerson, a fellow nudist who has no pictures of her on the articles I read and no age. So we will assume she's 26 with double D's.
Yeah.
What
the fuck does family-friendly nudism mean? What does that mean?
It doesn't really go hand in hand.
It means you don't fuck in front of people. You don't spread the
you're not boning in public. That's
you're just walking around.
Okay. Yeah. It says do not approach any unknown children.
Well, yeah, that's a good thing as a nudist.
Give me a break.
Don't do that as a nudist.
Who's bringing their kids to the nudist camp?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
There's a lot of. I'm looking at the 9 luxury clothing optional resorts in the world. There's some nice ones out there. You got to pay. You got to pay a fee.
You got to pay to play. Not at the RV park in the Redlands.
No.
That's just anything goes.
You just get murdered for a hot dog.
You can get murdered for dick gags.
Oh, there's it's like a burying site in nudist colony all in one out there.
Yeah, well, exactly. Just get a shovel. Wilkerson and the other nudists did mention that Sparks and Daniel Menard did have a decade-long feud that involved tree trimming disputes and probably all sorts of hot dog type gags. So maybe the hot dog just the last thing in a long line of things that were going to make Sparks snap. But snap he did, leaving the Redlands RV nudist colony fully exposed. R.I.P. to Daniel Menard and his wife Stephanie and their dog, who seemed to be collateral damage to Sparks' rampage because they didn't mention a beef with the wife or the dog and Sparks, but
probably like my dog's got a bigger dick than you, Sparks.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that going on. Yeah, not funny though because the murders.
Oh, they look like a lovely couple.
Yeah,
not funny.
That part's not funny. The murders aren't funny. The hot dog gags potentially were funny in person.
For sure.
That's the show. Get out there. Most importantly, get out there and have a great fucking day.
The cream of the crop!